back again. We have returned. We have coffee. Anyway, I integrated those changes. I'll demonstrate them now. Check it out. We have the button. Boop. Yeah, this character is a little bit too short. Compared to the final version of the ship. Anyway, that's it for that. What I want to have fun. Now we're going to move on and do something cool. And we're going to add another station, and we're going to reorganize the ship cockpit system. And so this might break things, but and I wasn't going to do this early, because it doesn't really matter right now if you can have a co-pilot with you, but we're bringing friends along to show off something. They do need a place to, you know, stay. So normally what we've done is I've had a ship station pilot, or a ship station, and they aren't, I want to put them under the cockpit. Because the way stations work now is they get their ship from the parent. And I'd like to kind of change that hierarchy so that all the stations are underneath a stations node or a cockpit node if they're going to be under anything. Being under the ship cockpit could be kind of nice just for hierarchy. Because we're not using the ship cockpit for anything right now. And it could be a very good yeah, I guess I could just grab another station for the time being. I just like them to be organized in their different nodes and what they are, but So let's see how this handles the co-pilot. Because we don't really want to sit. Yeah, really we can do everything that we're normally going to do, but only set the pilot if the type this pilot. So it should technically still use everything else. The only thing we're not doing is we're not setting the pilot. And we're doing pretty much the same thing. Ship clear pilot. Yeah, because we're doing the same thing. We're not actually. We don't really want to clear the pilot unless our type is a pilot. Right. Yeah, let's do that there instead. Not handle that. We'll do the same thing for multiplayer. Yeah, so this should technically work the same way for the network ship. Now I think that they're going to rotate. I do need to make it so they can rotate in reverse. They're not going to rotate in reverse right now, which will be kind of weird. But it's not going to, not going to ruin anything. And yeah, I guess we'll just try it and see what happens. I'm pretty sure it'll work visually, but the ship will fly away with the player. I can't see it working from the get-go. Like, I designed the code to be pretty good, but I don't know. Okay, this is my ship. I am the pilot. And I want to go around to the other side. And interact with this seat. Nope. We desync the ship. Why? What caused us to desync the ship? Hmm. They shouldn't be setting anything. Hmm. Let's make this public. Yeah, this is actually public anyway, so I don't know why. Type. We just don't get private set on it. So camera gimbals can be private. Remote transforming. This is going to be in the seat. Oh, it's a pilot, and not a co-pilot for some reason. Alright, so you're co-pilot, you're a pilot. And then here you're pilot, co-pilot. Okay, try it again. I think we're gonna get high, like we will get the synchronization issues, but if the remote transform is referencing a node that it wants to sync to, and that node is owned by something else, like owned by somebody else, it should still work, even though it's not the thing controlling it. No, it desyncs us. Because of the remote transform, what part of that? Yeah, because we're sitting and we're locked. But we should. I don't want to have ownership over it. I don't want to take ownership, but I want to reference the replicated node, like as per read only. So we shouldn't be like setting anything. We're not reparenting or anything like that. I don't know if this needs to be public. Wait, does it sync back up if we once we get out? Hmm. Oh yeah, do Jatterinos open again? I don't need to. Yeah. No, can't post on both. Hmm. Yeah, because I don't. I only wanted the client to be doing it. Man. Yeah, because nothing is parenting when we shouldn't be reparenting. So no references should be defined. That would break this, because right now, alright, we can move, and and the other character gets kind of thrown out of the way. So the desync's going to start. Yeah, it says we're setting authority. Why am I getting an authority set? Yeah, exactly. I just saw setting authority. And nothing should be setting authority. Only if the station type is pilot would we be doing that. And on the ship, player ship, man, where are we setting authority? Yeah, we're running set pilot. Why? Stop running set pilot. This should not be being called because the station that we're loading is a co-pilot station. Right? Player net. Pilot. Oh, it's because I copied them. They're not unique. I wish duplicate, like, I wish when we, like, there's a quick way of copying something and making it unique without yeah, pilot, co-pilot. I just saved the scene. And if we player net. Look, they're both the same issue. Why are they resetting? Pilot seat, co-pilot seat. As long as I can have a loose reference to the node that I'm copying the transform from, authority shouldn't matter. I'm not trying to authoritatively control the ship or anything. I'm just keeping the player anchored to a point. There's no complex engineering needed. We just spawn a ship that we have ownership of. We get in the pilot seat, and only the pilot seat should be setting authority. Right? Authorities have been defined. And this should not be calling authority. And it's not. So our player friend here is rubber banding like crazy. But that's totally fine. Alright, so we need to fix the jitter by telling the client to pretty much set the remote transform for the seat and not feeling it while we're in the seat. So really we should do that for the player as well. So really, instead of doing it while we're moving, I think if we have anything assigned to the seat, we keep the remote transform active. Right, so normally we're doing a reparent in single player, and that works fine in single player, but in multiplayer we gotta set this remote path. And while we're but generally we're only doing that while it's moving. Hey Bumblebee, it's going good. Right, so once we have that remote transform, yeah, instead of only doing this while the seat is moving. We should really, like, if a player has been defined, we should do that. If we have a player. But this instead of like worrying about seat being moving. Because we're going to clear that player anyways. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. What were you working on? Yeah, because I think if we refactor this for now to check the pilot, assuming that we're clearing player on the station clear. What is shard? Oh god, that was need to be updated. Well, that was the technology for server meshing. I'll show you what I'm working on today. Just give me one moment to finish this little that if player is not on. Just gonna make sure when we're clearing the player. That would definitely clearing the player weapons. And then we should be good. This is an 80. Yeah, it's this might fail right now, but like terribly. But I'm actually trying to get the multiplayer working. So I'm just very quickly gonna do one test, and then I'll because I want to see if the remote transform stays active when I spawn a ship in. Because the remote transform will keep my stability issues that I'm having. So if this stays good, I should. Where'd I go? What is stopping my mouse from moving? Take two. But yeah, it's an ED like game. I wish Alt Tab ordering always just ordered the things you last had open. I do not understand. Like why when I'm Alt Tabbing in Windows. I gotta keep sticking stuff over here. Let's do Sean. So we'll join with Sean, and we'll make Sean orange. Okay, so Sean is here. So let's spawn in Sean's ship. And jump in. Last time I joined, you were building a station or a ship module. Nice. Now I've gotten a lot further, but so what I'm trying to get working now is if I'm the pilot and I interact the pilot seat. And I go out here, so I was going to show you here like what's now working in multiplayer. So we have and read the map up. No. I'm getting a desynchronization. It's more than that, but just let me undo the changes that this made. It might have been nearly that reference. We are gonna undo the station. Stop this. Give it a go again. Did I go deterministic? It's fairly deterministic. Sure that this interaction system is working. Yeah, so you can see like everything here in multiplayer. So all the ship gimbal, ship systems, all of this is synced. But what I want to be able to do as the co-pilot, right? As the co-pilot, I want to go and join in and not have the co-pilot desync. Right? So now my co-pilot is in, the pilot is in, and we're both going together. So I just need to make sure we have a remote transform defined, that we're only like doing the reparenting on the so that we don't get the kind of like the jitter, because we can't necessarily reparent them in everything. So we just have to make sure that each client understands that there's a remote transform definition for each of the because this works, like, you know, but it's still not rectangle Godot physics are not deterministic. If you're thinking about networking, did you mean the order? That's why I'm wondering, like, deterministic. Right, so we can both now get out. But it's getting those animations. Right, so right now we both have two network objects, and the reality is these are all in the scene. Right, they're not really parented because they can't parent. So we want to use like each, like, you know, on every version of the client, we want to have the client know that there's a remote transform there. So we're not, like, once we get into the point that we're in the seat, we're honoring the remote transform, and we're not actually syncing the you know, the rotation or position. The open rears, right, in a client, you fake the other player's position, or you interpolate it, right? Because like once the player is in a seat, their position doesn't matter. They are in a seat, right? They don't, it doesn't need to be synchronized anymore, because they're not going to be until they go to get out of the seat again. It doesn't really matter. But it's very hard to override the default state of data coming in on a multiplayer synchronizer. So yeah, to fix it, all we need to do is just have a remote transform. I'm thinking of stuff like COD. Right, so that's what I'm working on, but let me actually show you the game. Earlier this morning, I was working on some of the details of the airlock system. I think a lot of that's now working fine. But I wanted to get co-pilots working today. So that error is gonna fix. So I had to turn off the other like real player for this particular testing because there's something up with them, but to make sure it wasn't them. But now we have these wonderful little buttons, so I can now like interact with the button. So I can like kind of climb in, and then everything opens, and after a few seconds, the airlock will close. Right, that's all like this, and cool. I can come back here. I need to get the ramp exit in there as well. But this is now, you know, now I can actually just kind of like interact directly with the airlock system. And since you probably last seen the stream, we have like a lot like ship targeting, ship combat, warp, and a big one should be a enemy ship. So we have a missile cam now, so I can fire missiles and pew pew them. What I asked more specifically would be, was it a desync as in stuck in a recall loop? No. Ah. Also, I'm not used to the airlock being there. Cool. But anyway, yeah, so as I was working on this morning, I was trying to get the basics of all, you know, this stuff working with our little data chip for like hacking. Because I want to be able to lock and unlock the ships and make gameplay in future where you can like hack ships. So it's kind of important that, you know, this stuff is kind of put into place now, you know, just so I don't need to redo it. It's modeled after the TurboGrafx 16, and the other variant of this is modeled after the. Yeah, they're used for small data. I have a full like little thing like certain data, you know, is in certain sizes, and like navigational data can't fit on a chip. So like navigational data itself, you know, like has to go on a. So it's not C64. They're actually a hot. It's kind of a middleman between an 8-track and a. Where's my components? Interactables. Let me find them so I can show you. Yeah, here. Oh, for your game, cool. Gotcha. Yeah, so this is the this is where I tested. This is where I originally tested all the components. But component groups. Wait for the things to do thing. My favorite was the old school Sony memory sticks. Hello. Maybe has can Eevee do Eevee things? Okay, thanks. So you know, that's chip, and these are the cartridges, and so these are the carts, and then these are the drives. And then from I've got to go patch some raccoon damage, so I'll just drop alert for now. Thanks again, Sean, for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. Here we go. So that's the idea, right? And so for navigation systems, you can steal navigation data with a cartridge, but not a lot. So right, you can kind of like pull the drive. Depends on like what you're kind of doing. So those are the three mediums, and then there's larger data components that are like on the ship itself for doing like specific data, gameplay, or at least on the internal side of things. Like those are the three tiers of data storage, right? So like mission contracts and stuff like that, those would be on a chip, and then just any kind of bigger like route data, flight plan, like like kind of illegal contraband, kind of any type of moving data, will be on either or. Just depends on the mission type. Godot just crashed on me. Do 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 do. Yeah, so that's like, it will be nice if I can situationally turn off the synchronizer. You know what I mean? When I don't, like when I only need RPCs. I'm not sure if the multiplayer synchronizer can be curated like that. Hit replication configuration. Wait. I wonder on client, can we set a data replication mode in runtime? Mm-hmm. Properties that get watch returns whether a property defined by a given path is configured to be reliably synchronized when changes are detected in the process. Process sets whether the process identified by a given path is configured to synchronize on spawn. They're already spawned at this point. But if we can do remove property, what's the point of being able to do that? Because we can has property on a node path to see if it exists. Right, add property and get property, has property. Yeah, that's the thing, is can we do this in runtime? And if we do it in runtime, I guess we're only doing it on the authority itself. Like if we set this in runtime, what happens on the authority? Mm-hmm. Wait. Yeah, which wouldn't be set. Wonder if I could do like a client side. We're never changing scale, so we wouldn't need to update that. It would be faster. So we could do a remote target for the base. We got authoritatively, yeah. Because it could be just another way to kind of do the anchoring. And I do want to be able to access it. So we'll do get to it. We'll move it up. This will be a remote target.
J'ai-tu t'appris de toi?
Oh, that's the old one. Yeah, and this will be bound to the base.
J'ai-tu t'appris de toi?
Not going to be that simple. Because remote transform references something that it copies itself to. It has to be on the target that's going to be moving. Blah. Although... Oh yeah, I don't really know why. Oh. Yeah, what's D thinking us when we do this? If no authority is being defined. So it's really a question of if yeah, I want to check and see if the remote transform is being used on both of them. I'm getting a cache. Are those from the bullets?
Voici c'est rare de son collègue.
2 clients with 2 players each. Then in the ship. We can't actually see the pilot reference because it's not the property that we can actually view in the inspector. Type 0, type 1. So this one. And I could set this up the way that I wanted to, where we literally get authority. Set authority on the child node. So root keeps the ship. Authority is set on the station RPCs. Right? What it needs authoritatively to the server to be like. So in the station. There's a sitting location owned by the owner of the ship. Oh, so are we not using remote transform? Or, oh, am I not? Is that all I'm doing? I'm literally just, while they're animating. We're just setting their global position. Yeah, and that's not really what we want to have happen. We want to have a remote transform on there, which is going to reference the player's route. So I think we'll. I don't know how well it's going to work with the. Yeah, so that position node should really be a global transform. Just pushing to a target.
Separate paths. We collide. Separate paths. We collide. Separate path, yet we collide.
You. Bah. Oh, look. Bam. You know what else we can do to get best viewers? Let's be good at what we're doing. Grab a mesh instant. 3D. What are the players put on the second layer is weird.
Consider again that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived there, on the mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Holocene has ended. The Garden of Eden is no more.
Relative to the path transition insane. Relative path then? Path 2? Returns a relative node path from this node to a specific node. They must be in the same scene, otherwise the method fails. In this case, the remote path the path to the remote node relative to the remote transforms position the same. Yeah, that should be set. Right, that level. Let me just see something. Let me just add another image instance. Just gonna call box. I'll do some path testing.
The Holocene is no more.
Let me just change this one to be the box. Just not see if it works. It works immediately. What am I like falling under now? Right? Weird. What did test and get moved in? Mm. Why? Yo, thanks for the shout out. No worries. I'm not here breaking everything. Yeah, so that should set if we are the authority. Yeah, we want to change our character to be this. Yeah, because it should just be player of the path. Like the full relative path should be fine. Yeah, even though like the networking is overriding the remote path, it's the remote path actually being set is the curiosity in the world. You have two different players, two different seats. One is referencing node 1 remote target. Yes, this is not assigning to any players that are in the scene. Hmm. Yeah, this is fine. Yes, these are not being set. Maybe they can't be set by. Is there a set method? Set remote path? Set remote. No. Okay. I'm an idiot. I don't see that there though. Remote transform 3D for seat and seat dot set. Right, that has set and get. Yeah, that's weird. It never says that though. Because I would like to write, yeah, because it's not null. I mean, it's empty. Because it doesn't have a remote path assigned to it. Either one of them. Ugh. Do. Hey, Spank. Yeah, that's how we have it set up. Oh, I'm so tired. It's too warm. Yep, that's correct. Yeah, like, do I need to know the full node path or the... What is, like, we're not actually, if the node path is not null, I think the node path... Hey, let's go and see what it actually is. Could be empty. Right, like it's empty literally. It's not null, but it's also not null. Yeah, like would it be like if it doesn't have an is empty? Sure seems like that would be a thing. Yeah, okay, so there is an is empty. Is empty. Okay. Weird that they're not null. Yeah, no, that actually worked. We're gonna check the seats to see if we can register. That should be the full path. Unless it can't be set that way. Hey! Okay then. Okay, so what I want to do is see how stable. So if we change this to, I don't know, 10 times delta and make it ridiculous. Oh man, we're still gonna have to go take a break again. It sucks. I need to get cold. Okay, so that's ridiculous for hosting. Right, that'll be like totally unstable. All right, I'm gonna join the ride. Now, other times. Okay, cool. This is good because we're fighting now a state of where the player is visible. So authority says the player is where the player is, but visually the remote transform fights them. Now, if that's done by the server, I know how I want to do this. This will work, but it will still require authority being handled. Server hosts. Client joins. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There's the server. So 2 players at 38. Yeah, I'm going to. Well, yeah, it's only been 2 hours. Only on authority are we setting. Hmm. Wait. Hmm. Yeah, so the question's still though. Yeah, we need to disable. We need to find a way to situationally disable the updates of player rotation position. Uh, hmm. Maybe we can't. Mhm. Mhm. Working multiplayer synchronized, huh? Total time lapse. Mhm. Do-do-do-do. Ugh. So replicate dictionary of property here. If multiplayer is server, RPC the name of the replicant client to the list. Otherwise, RPC it back on the RPC side for receiving the pairs. Oh, okay, I got you. So we're just dynamically adding to the pairs. Get a value of property path and get that to the value of property path. But does this still fail? Made a 14th. I'll be right back. I use the washroom.
Disconnect the oxygen hose.
You know, it's just similar to ragdolls. We could have a sitted version of a player that we could actually just swap out. That only has camera synchronization while they're in that form. Because once we're in the seat and we interact with the seat, you know what I mean? We don't necessarily need to be. And a bit. Alright, guys, I'm gonna take a break for a bit and do some more Godot research. Let me play some Sea of Thieves. I'm probably gonna raid out again. And then a research. I want to set up this test project to be able to kind of. I want to either find a way of situationally removing a synchronized property, or because we're not necessarily like we've now separated the client from the player because it kind of swap out the player, like despawn them and replace them with a kind of like a mannequin version of themselves, where there's even less data that needs to be synchronized. So, which could be a good solution in reality, but yeah, I'll see. I'll kind of see how I want to go with that, because I don't want it to be any weird. Like I want the transitions to be smooth between them sitting down. Those either being able to delete the properties from the player at runtime, or to be able to synchronize them. So anyway, that's what I'm going to play around with. I'm going to end it here on YouTube, and I'll be back tomorrow with hopefully more results.